Okay, this is the first lecture in Excel Unit B. We're going to talk today about Excel Unit B. We're going to talk about creating complex formulas. We're going to talk about inserting a function and types of functions that are available in Excel. We're going to talk about how to copy and move cell entries. We're going to talk about understanding and how to use absolute and relative cell references. We're going to talk about how to copy formulas with relative cell references, how to copy formulas with absolute cell references, and how to round a value with a function. So we'll start with the first slides. We're going to talk about creating a complex formula. A complex formula is an equation that uses more than one arithmetic operator, such as one that does multiplication and division or does addition and multiplication, something like that. Arithmetic operations are performed according to the order of preference. Just like you remembered from basic math we learned when we were younger, going left to right, and multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and the order in which they come, plus multiplication and division take precedent over subtraction and addition. So in order to create a complex formula, here's a complex formula worksheet, and I'm going to zoom in on this so we can take a look at this. What we're looking at with this formula here is we want to take C12, which will be this result here, quarter two sales for all of the areas, all the countries, and then we're going to take C12 times 0.02, which is a 20% rise in sales. In other words, what this spreadsheet is doing is it's asking the Excel spreadsheet to make a prediction of, here's our sales for quarter two. Now if we want a 20% rise in our sales for quarter three, this is the target that we need to make. And then if you look at the bottom of cell of the row D, you'll see that you actually did make the sales. So then you take the sales from quarter three, you do that again, multiply it by 0.02, which would give you the total of what you'd want to meet for quarter four. And obviously quarter four is either not completed yet or something because it hasn't met the sales of what you want to have for the next quarter, which was the $51,961. Let me shrink this back down to our window where we need it to be. And that shows you how you could actually use a function or formula to create multiple calculations using Excel. Now again, order of precedence in Excel formulas is just like any other mathematical order of preference. Operations inside parentheses are always calculated first, inside, outside, left to right, multiplication, division, and then addition, subtractions next. So the exponents are calculated next. So you've got parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and then subtraction and addition are the last ones from left to right. So everything's calculated from left to right, starting with parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and then addition. And I know there used to be an acronym for that, but I don't remember what the acronym was. I'll have to look that up and put that in the next section of the audio. Okay, to insert a function. Now a function is a predetermined worksheet formula and makes it easy to perform a complex calculation, such as average, such as percentage, such as count, such as if this happens, then do this. If it's used alone, you begin the formula with the prefix equals. So to insert a function, you're going to go up to the function bar. Again, I'm going to zoom in so we can see what we're looking at here. You're going to look at the function, which the function button is the F with the subscript X here, left of the status bar, left of the formula bar. When you push that button FX, it brings open this function window, which has the function of average. You take this certain number and it allows you to create the argument of what you want to do. So basically what you're doing is you want to take an average of a group of cells. In this case you're selecting B4 through B11. So you're going to take the numbers that are in B4 through B11 and you're going to average those cells out. Let's go back here where we need to be to see the whole window. This is the same as the picture that you can see on page 29 in the Excel section if you want to follow along in the book. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the average of all the sales from B4 through B11, and you're going to list that below on the spreadsheet below the 20% rise. So the average of column B is $4,353.0788. Do the same thing in column 2, column 3, and column 4. Basically, you copy the formula from column B in row 15 and paste it in C15, D15, and E15. And what it'll do is it'll copy the cells in that same area, C4, D4, and E4 through C11, D11, and E11, then average that grouping out. So if you want to type a function, if you manually want to type a function into a cell, you need to know the name and the initial characters in that function. And sometimes, since Excel's got great functions listed in its dialog box, it's a lot easier to just use the functions that it's created. Experienced Excel users often prefer this method, creating their own functions, but if you use the function drop-down, that's also a good way to make sure you're using functions and using functions well in Excel. So anytime you're going to manually type a function, remember they all start with equals. Once you type this equal sign, each letter you type activates the autocomplete feature. So in the next case, when you're looking at, you want to type maximum, you want to find the maximum in a cell range, you're going to type MAX, and then it'll give you the parentheses, and you'd put in the cell range. In this case, you're looking at the maximum for cell range B4 through B11, and the maximum in that range is the USA total of 7195.06. When you run that function and actually complete it, that's what you'll see in the picture on the bottom of page 31.